Sometimes I honestly wonder if I'll ever regain happiness as an adult because I don't know, life just gets really hard, as we all know, and sometimes you feel like it becomes really unbearable to manage everything. Um, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't know I was growing up, I didn't know I was going to get myself into this. It's a lot harder than it seems, and you just think like, oh, like I'm an adult. When I become an adult, I'm just gonna have so much free will. I can do whatever I want, which is good and fun. Sometimes though, I feel like I need to use my free will a little bit better because I think I kind of just live a mediocre, not so interesting life, which is not that bad to be honest, because at least I'm not living like a super chaotic, unbearable, super dramatic life, which can be fun but can also be really detrimental in the moment. But I don't know. Sometimes I just wonder about life, and I've now come to the time where I'm like, what is the point of life? I don't know, kind of depressing stuff, kind of negative stuff, but it's just kind of like, what is the point? Like, I think I've been in a phase where right now I'm like trying to discover myself as one young adult does, which is really hard. And sometimes I'm just like, I don't know what I want to do, and I don't know if I'll ever be passionate to do anything like for a long period of time. Like I'll find something that I really want to do and be passionate about it and want to wake up every day and do it. I don't know if I'll ever find that. I really hope so. Um, but I feel like I always try to remind myself that to live in the present and focus on what I have to deal with right now. I guess right now I'm dealing with school, I'm dealing with like extracurriculars, I'm dealing with dance, and also trying to regain my social life, I would say, or like, build stronger friendships with the people around me. And yeah, sometimes it's hard. I worry that I start to become like a people hater. And I think also it just has to do with myself as well. It can be the people in my environment, but also I feel like it could just be what I'm going through, and I'm kind of maybe projecting that energy. And maybe the reason why I can't become close with people right now is because I maybe am not trying hard enough to, open up or to allow people to get closer to me, because I guess that inner fight in me is like preventing me from wanting to like be with others and let others see my negative sides or like see me as a person. And I've been thinking about that more, and I've been wanting to be more aware of it because I don't want that to deter me from experiencing good things in the present time. Because, like, I feel like in this phase of life, you kind of always try to look at the future and you're thinking, well, in the future, I'll have this and this, or I'm going to work up to this, which is good, but it's so hard to live in the present, and I'm trying to be more like present aware right now and work on things that I want to better right now, because I have a few things that I'm like, okay, wow, I really need to work on this. This has been an issue, and a lot of things that have arisen recently with people or with events, circumstances, situations like in life that are happening right now that I need to fix. Sometimes, though, bad habits are bad habits for a reason, and it's hard to break a bad habit. It's hard to break a good habit. It's good when you have good habits, it's bad when you have bad habits because you can't, it's not easy. And for me, it's just really hard to kind of shift gears and do things differently. I mean, that's kind of something that everybody struggles with. But building those good habits and trying to better my habits right now is like something I'm trying to work on and master so that it's just easier for me to adapt and to, walk through life in a more productive, efficient way in the future and also in the present because I need to focus on that as well. So, yeah, again, more self development. And I don't know how much more of this I can take because I kind of just feel like I will keep self developing. I mean, you do, no matter if you like it or not. But sometimes working on self development is like really hard because like it just takes so much energy and effort, especially if it's something you really don't want to do or you're really not used to. But I guess also I'm working on being not opening up to people, but like again, really looking for those social connections because life gets a lot harder and a lot more depressing when you don't have social interaction because we obviously need social interaction and we our mood does shift when we have social interaction. um like it make you become happier because you're connecting with people. We kind of need social interaction to be happy, but I'm also trying to understand that sometimes if you have a lot of toxic people in your life or people that are not aligned with you or that are good to be around, then honestly, I'd rather be alone than be in those toxic relationships because it's just that's going to set me back and it's not an energy that I really want to take in right now, especially if other things in my life are going really bad. I don't need the extra negativity to reflect on my life right now because I can't deal with that. I'm somebody who I don't really like drama and I just can't take all of the drama and like the chaos in friendships and connections and whatever. So I personally rather be alone and by myself. And a good thing is like obviously having that balance because I feel like growing up I kind of had best of both worlds and I grew up as an only child, so I would have all my friends at school and I'd have like good times with them and I'd love going to school, but then coming home, like I had to entertain myself. I didn't really have siblings or anyone at home to play with or hang around or be with. I kind of just had to entertain myself, which I liked as well because I liked that's how I kind of got my own personal time and now I feel like I need my personal time. It does come in ebbs and flows. Sometimes I have a surge of like wanting to be with people and wanting to be around people and then sometimes I'll really just not want to be around anybody and I need to take a detox of socializing. Like recently I'm like, okay, I don't want to socialize for like a good solid week and I just want to be by myself for like a solid week and not talk to anybody so I can like recharge my social battery. So, but yeah, obviously being in university and being an adult, obviously you have to make time for people and you actually have to go out of your way to see people. And a lot of the times, if I don't go to like dance or like go to like a dance session, then I'm not really socializing with people. And it's come to the point where sometimes I'm just like, wow, I really don't care to talk to people, even if I am going to like an event or if I'm going to work and I'm with my coworkers and stuff. I just I don't really feel the need to get to know people. It's come to that point. I don't know why. And I think that's just like me not really caring too much. That's the downside of being alone too much, because then you're going to like not really want to socialize because you haven't been doing that for a while. So now you're like, okay, I really don't care to get to know these people. And it's also like being not happy with life, and you're kind of just almost like, what's the point? What's the point in me? Like, you want to go out and you want to do things, and you want to like, you don't just want to sit in your room all day and do nothing and brain rot and bed rot all the time. So you're like, okay, fine, I'll go out and do something. And then when you're out, sometimes like, if you don't really know too many people, like you don't really feel the need to socialize because you're like, I really don't care anymore. I think it's also like if you just constantly, like, for me, I thought I was an extrovert growing up. I feel like I was an extrovert, or maybe I was just an extrovert in my friend group because I felt comfortable. That's something I'm also like, maybe I wasn't an extrovert with people I didn't know. Maybe I was just comfortable with my friends because like I knew that they already know my personality. But at the same time, I was still good at like making friends. So I think maybe my comfortability and my confidence grew in my friend group because I'm like, wow, I can be myself and people still want to be around me. And then I kind of took that confidence and I was like, okay, I'm going to go make another friend at this camp that I'm going to. And like, I was able to make friends. And I think having that bubbly, energetic personality really does invite people in. But then, life took its toll, depression hit, and then I kind of slowly stopped wanting to socialize with people. I think I am regaining that back. And I guess I think I did need to go through this like depressive phase because I do think you definitely do grow from it. And when you keep going and you're like, you don't give up and you keep going, you kind of eventually start getting tired of being sad. And then you're like, okay, well, I can continue to live my life being sad, or, I can actually just be grateful and try to make the best of what I have. And like, I try to remind myself of that. And yeah, also like putting yourself in other people's shoes and being like, wow, okay, that person is my life circumstances right now are not that bad compared to that person. Like, not comparing yourself to people, but like seeing what's around you and like, what positive and negative things are impacting everybody else, and then looking at your life and saying, well, this is something positive in my life. This negative thing is happening right now, but at least I'm not going through this, or at least I'm healthy and happy, or at least this. Like, think of things that you have in your life that other people might not have or might die to have, and then kind of try to be grateful and build off of that. And then it will kind of encourage you to want to maintain it and want to grow and continue forward. And also looking in the future, not constantly to where you're not living in the present, but thinking about, okay, well, if I keep going now, maybe I will get, and I work hard enough, I'll probably be able to live that life that I've been dreaming of, or I'll be able to get this thing that I've been wanting in the future. Like looking at the future and seeing the potential of what your life could be and what you can gain does help you move forward. So it is obviously beneficial to look in the future too for your present time and say, well, I shouldn't give up right now. I should keep going. And maybe I will get, like, there will be light at the end of the tunnel and I will get what I've been wanting. So, yeah, like trying to find healthy balances and not just dwelling on the past or stressing about the future or hating the present, and just because everyone likes to say like the time will fly, and when the time flies you'll be thinking back and you don't want to be like, damn, I was sad. That's all I remember. Like, you want to have positive thoughts and good experiences. And I'm like, okay, maybe I should, like, going back to using my free will, maybe I should use my free will a little bit more. Because sometimes being in school, it, going back to the whole friends thing, I'll go back to the whole friends thing because for me, I just think that yes, I'm in like clubs and stuff, and I do have people of similar age around me that I can hang out with, and it's nice. But sometimes I kind of just, it's hard when you feel like you don't vibe too well with the people around you. Like you might be like, okay, well they're cool, and I'll hang out with them, but like, will I ever really become close with them? I mean, I can't say never because you never know what will happen and who you'll become close with, and you don't want to write it off. But like sometimes I'm like, I don't know if I don't know if I vibe with these people. I don't know if I'll ever get close to them. And I just don't know if I really enjoy hanging out with them. And then sometimes that can deter you. It's like, wow, I wish I had a group of friends where I just feel comfortable around and hang out with all the time, and then I can have fun experiences. But since I don't have people I feel close to, and I when I hang out with them, sometimes I'm not like, sometimes I feel a little awkward or a little shy and I can't really express myself fully, or I don't know what to say, or sometimes like when I say something, I don't really get interactions, or I don't really get responses, or maybe people like, you have all these things in your head. Maybe some of them are true, maybe some of them aren't, and they're just in your head. Maybe people can read what you're thinking, and I don't know. Maybe people have their preferences. Who knows? Maybe you just aren't their cup of tea. But then that's kind of just saying, all right, well, I can hang out with these people if I just want some company, but they're probably not my close group of friends, or they're not somebody I'll be close with. And like, you kind of just have to come to terms with that and be okay with it. And because again, people come and go, and it is kind of sucky that your main people that you see every day, especially if you're in like a certain club, might not be your group that you feel super happy or super close with. But there's still people that you can occasionally go out with if you have nothing better to do, or if you kind of just want to socialize. And that's kind of like something I'm dealing with right now. It's like I kind of feel like in the club I'm in, the dance club that I'm in, I'm with people, but they're kind of like not like they're in my age group within, but they're still like 1 or 2 years younger than me, which is not like super, like that's really not that big of a age gap. But sometimes you can kind of feel the the difference. Like I don't really have too many people my exact age or exact year, which obviously like it's not that big of a deal, but sometimes if everybody else is all like the same year, age year, and they probably came to the school together, then I guess they'll be closer and they'll have more of a like same socialization style, same humor, same vibe. And I kind of think I'm a little bit of the outsider, or like maybe they don't enjoy my company as much. But that's kind of what I'm struggling with right now. And I'm like, I just feel like I don't have any solid friends, and like all of my solid friends graduated. But then sometimes I'm like, like I don't know, like I have older friends too that are older than me by like a year or two, and then sometimes they come and they still hang out with people from hip hop and they're fine hanging out with them. But again, like they're not super close. So I kind of just have to be like okay with like they're not gonna be my close friends. That's okay. But sometimes I think I'm just used to having close friends that it's kind of hard for me to navigate. Um, and I kind of also have just been feeling very isolated recently. And I also thought too, like maybe I'm losing my ability to socialize. Like maybe I'm just, since I haven't been socializing for so long and I've just kind of been doing my own thing, doing my own routine. Like I literally go to class. Sometimes I don't even go to class. Or sometimes I'm most of the time I'm extremely late to class. Like I have two in-person classes and I don't think I've been to any of them on time. Like one of my classes I'm walking in like 30 to 40 minutes late every time. And the teacher like probably knows me by now. And then I just had an assessment the other day for that class, and obviously I came on time because if I come 30 minutes late, I'm only going to have like half the time to do it, and then I don't want to fail it because it's kind of important for my grade. So I came on time and that teacher's like, "Okay, you come on time for this, but not actual class." Okay, girl. Yep. I see you over there. You ain't slick. But I mean, he didn't say that to me, but I know he was thinking it cuz like he probably recognizes his face and he's like, "Yep, she's the late one. She's just coming for the participation grade." But oh well. Honestly, I feel like I don't need to go to that class to learn anything. So he lucky I'm coming because some people don't even show up. But the another class is like kind of early. It's really not that early, but it's early for me. It's like 10 a.m., which is not that early, but I have to wake up an hour earlier, and then I do a whole bunch of prepping before I go, and then I don't know, sometimes. And then the reason I go is because there's participation marks and you actually have to talk and answer questions, and I don't be doing that. And you need a name tag, and sometimes I forget the name tag. And there was one time I came and I didn't bring my name tag, and there's like a designated person each class who like writes down everybody's names on the sheet who come, and then like if you talk or raise your hand to talk, then you get like a little check mark beside your name, that counts for like a participation mark. And I think participation marks in that class is like 15%. Girl, I would not be surprised if I have a zero. I don't have a zero because if you attend class you get like half a mark, and then if you talk, you like each time you talk I think it's half a mark or maybe 1 mark. So but honestly, I like today's class got canceled. Oh, because it's Canada Day, or it was Canada Day, but because it's technically the next day, but it was Canada Day, and my class is on the Wednesday, which is Canada Day, and then it was thankfully canceled, so I didn't have to go. But probably gonna try to go next week. and hopefully participate or just ask a question, because even if you like ask a question, then it still counts. So I need to do something because I'm worried about that class. I don't really understand anything. So and we just did like a midterm a few weeks ago, and I really hope I passed it. So I don't know about that class, but we will see. And it's mandatory for my program. So if I don't pass it, I'm going to have to take it again, which I really don't want to do that. But yeah, honestly, I digress. Going back to what I was saying before, um, yeah, my routine is basically just go to class, and then most days I go to the gym. I've been consistent with going, which is good because, like, low key, I don't have no friends to hang out with after, so I just go. And I do feel like going, obviously, and I like being consistent. Sometimes I can be consistent if I don't have a lot going on, so I kind of make it a routine. And that's a good habit that I have. That's a good habit that I'm really happy that I have. I like to be active basically every day, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's walking or like going on like a run or something like that, especially because it's really nice weather outside and it's summertime. It's prime. It's prime time for me to be outside. But recently it's been really hot, like humid, unbearable. Yesterday it was humid. Like I wasn't about to go running in that heat. I could barely walk in that heat. But today it was supposedly hotter, like slightly hotter, but it wasn't as humid. It got better as the day went by. And then yeah, after dance today, I just they went to some like restaurant, but I just kind of went for the vibes. I didn't really order anything, and then a lot of them left. Some of them went to get dessert, and then I just left as well and went back home. And then I just went to the track beside me and like ran a little bit because I wanted to run today. But anyways, I digress again. So after basically my routine is after class go to the gym or go home because I'm hungry, and then I go to dance. Dance is like twice a week, so I go to dance and then come back home again. And luckily I have a friend um who's in my class, the 10 a.m. class, and then sometimes I stay on campus and we do whatever. We could study or we hang or do something. But yeah, honestly, don't really have too much going on this term, and then I'm just working part-time during the weekends, so like I barely get to go home. So recently it's just been like kind of boring. Life has been kind of boring, and I don't really know if I'm super happy right now with my life and how it's going. And then sometimes I'm also like, oh, but I don't want to socialize with people. Like, I do like being able to do whatever I want and have my own routine and stuff because, I'm used to entertaining myself and having my own routine and my own schedule to things. But then sometimes that can like those two things can conflict conflict together, like where it's like I have a plan. I'm a very type A. I want to say, I don't know if that's right, but I feel like I'm kind of very structured and I like to have a routine set in place for like the day. I'll make a mental note of like today I'm going to do this and this and this and this and this. Like I have this set plan, and sometimes like if something arises, it's kind of hard for me to just jump into doing something else when I already had something planned. And another bad habit is like, I'll kind of take my time even if I have something that I need to get to. I'll still take my time to do what I want to do, and I won't really prioritize the other thing, and I'll like be late, and sometimes I just don't really care. But that's something I need to fix as well. But yeah, um So I like having my own routine and doing things and having time to be active and taking time to do things that I want to do, but sometimes it does conflict with, hanging out with friends or doing things with people. And to be quite honest, sometimes I'm like, wow, I really just don't really want to spend time giving my time up to other people. Like, it's come to the point where I'm like, do I really hate people? Like, I don't, maybe I do. Maybe I hate people. Maybe that scares me though, because like, I don't think I can spend my whole life hating people. I think it's just a phase that I'm in, honestly. I think I'm just not a happy person, and it's really hard for me to just be around people because I find that like when I'm not, Ooh, I hit the microphone. When I'm not in my best mind or happy, positive mind, I don't really want to be around people because I just don't think I have the energy to, I don't want to say entertain them, but like interact. Because when I interact with people, I like to kind of be interacting and have that time with people and really be in the moment. But when I'm going through something or not in the mood, it's just hard for me to want to have people around. So then that causes me to isolate. And then soon I'm just not really getting any social interaction. And I just don't like my patience gets really thin and I just start to get annoyed at people, random people, people I know. I just get annoyed with people and like everything bugs me because I'm just obviously misery loves company and like I just hate everything right now and every little thing bugs me. And yeah, so sometimes I'm like, wow, I guess I guess I answered my own question. I guess I'm not a people hater. I just like I don't know. I think I'm just unhappy with my own life and sometimes I'm just unhappy with myself and I kind of project that onto other people and just I have a really short, thin patience level. And I just kind of maybe see other people's flaws and it just annoys me or I see fault or flaws in other things. So I think it's a low key just projection, which is natural because I think everybody who isn't going through a great time, they kind of are very they have such a thin what's the like there's a saying like a short temper some I don't know like a short temper and they start snapping at people really easily and they'll start to want to like disrespect their loved ones or be rude to them or mistreat them, which that's so like you don't want to do that because like they're the people that want to help you the most. But I think you probably it's easy to mistreat your loved ones when you're not going through a good time because you know that like they'll never leave you, like maybe like family or like maybe your parents or somebody else like your siblings or somebody like you're like, oh, you'll never leave me so I can disrespect you because we're family. But if it's like a chosen family it might be different, I don't know. But yeah, so I just again trying to work on what I want in the present and what will make me happy right now. And just also working on, I'm trying to find that balance of not wanting to force things into my life, but also trying to explore and attract things and get things that I'm wanting or I'm curious about because Honestly, at the end of the day, I need to be happy with my life now and where my life is going, or else I'm going to keep being this crabby person who is isolating myself and is hating myself and finds fault in everything and has such a negative mindset. So, just trying to be self aware of that and really work on what's bothering me, why am I feeling this way, and why am I acting this way, and why do I have these perceptions, and how can I fix it? What's the solution, and what are the steps I need to take? So much problem solving, honestly. Why is the world like this? I don't know. Sometimes it's harder for others than it is for some. Life is just harder. It's unfair. You have cards that are dealt to you. You kind of just have to learn to work with what you got. And sometimes it is it is really hard being self-aware. I would consider myself a very self-aware person, or I tried to be, and I tried to take accountability for my actions and see things through a very observant lens where it's like, okay, how am I acting in this moment? What am I thinking and feeling? Why am I doing that? What are the root causes of why I'm doing that? I really try to ask myself these questions, and I try to be as self aware as I can in situations, especially in conflicts with others or with my thoughts and also my actions too. And sometimes it is really hard to be self aware. It takes a lot of, it can be really annoying because sometimes I think about my actions and thoughts way too much, and it's just so hard to just do something. It's so hard to just put yourself out there and do something because you overthink it, and then it holds you back from doing it. And it's just so annoying because it's like, just do it, man. Why do you have to keep thinking of the pros and cons of everything? Just do it. It's so hard. So, like, oh my God, it's again just finding that balance of everything. It's so like life is just balance. You just need to balance on that teeter totter. Like you need to have two sides of, think about your actions, but don't keep dipping your toe in the water and getting and like chickening out. Like it's I don't know. Honestly, I rather be an overthinker than an impulsive person, because impulsive people, I keep hitting the mic. But impulsive people, y'all need to calm down a little bit. I'm sorry, but impulsive people, sometimes you can't just do something without really thinking too much about it. That can cause a lot more problems, in my opinion, than people who overthink everything. Because, yeah, being indecisive, it can be frustrating, it can be annoying to you and to others, but sometimes, like, impulsive people, they can cause a lot of problems for themselves and for others and for their relationships and connections and stuff. So I'd rather be an overthinker, but sometimes, because you can always, it's it's not as easy to just put yourself out there and just do it, but like you can work your way up to it. You can like keep convincing yourself to do it, and then you keep thinking about it and you're like, okay, this, if I do this, then this will happen and this could potentially happen, so let me just do it. And even if the worst happens, then it's not even that bad, because then I can do this, and then I can make it better with that, and then this could happen, and like, you can give yourself a little pep talk and be like, yo, eh, you're fine, like, just do it. Okay, so I think I'm kind of giving myself a little pep talk right now. and convincing myself. But yeah, I guess I'm not a people hater, but sometimes I feel like I am because people sometimes are just really dumb and really stupid and they just affect your life. And I hate when people affect your life. I can affect my life and be mad at myself, but you ain't gonna do that to me. You ain't not gonna affect my life and make it bad. That I will not allow. And it's also saying I need to let go of people if they are toxic and manipulative and bad. And again, too, like if they're making their own life bad as well, and they're not doing, maybe not doing it to you, but they're doing it to themselves, it also does affect you. And it's depending on how close you are to them and if you care about them, obviously be there for them, but don't take on somebody else's problems. I repeat, don't take on somebody else's problems. And if you keep telling them advice and telling them things and say, I don't think you should do this, this is a piece of advice for you, stop. And they don't listen, don't try to change them because it is going to affect your life. You're going to have so much stress on your plate. You already have stress on your plate, okay? You already have to figure out how you're going to study for your test and how you're going to tell your boyfriend you don't like him eating your cheesecake, and then how you're going to tell your mom to stop checking your location all the time. I don't know. Issues. You have your own issues. Why are you trying to solve somebody else's problems and add more issues onto your plate? Especially if they don't listen to you and they just take your advice and don't want it. Like, don't, that they need to learn their lesson the hard way. Sometimes you really just need to learn your lesson the hard way in order to fully learn from it, and especially if it's not going to kill you. But honestly, if people want to be reckless and people want to keep doing something bad even though they know it's bad, you can't, no matter how hard you try, you cannot get them to turn the other leaf because it is their decision. Ultimately, it's their choice. They can live their life however you want. All you can do is give them advice, give them recommendations and suggestions, and be there for them. But also, too, sometimes if you keep telling them and they keep making the same mistake, you don't always have to be the shoulder that they cry on. Okay? Like, again, if people don't want to listen, they are their big age. At their big age, y'all need to start taking accountability for your own actions and y'all need to start being responsible for your own actions. And you can't just keep running to people and telling them like, "Oh my god, like it didn't like how could this happen?" Like, girl, it happened 5 times already, okay? This is the millionth time that that happened. You can't just keep repeating the cycle and expecting a different outcome to come. Like, you have to learn from your actions and grow from them. And if somebody you know keeps making the same mistake over and over again and expects you to always be there for them and run to them and drop everything just to come there and comfort them, run, man. Like, you don't have to necessarily kick them out of your life or say no more, but like you don't always have to be the shoulder that they cry on. And you don't have to drop everything for them to be there. Like, again, this depends circumstantially, it does depend, but for me, I cannot be dealing with other people's problems like that, especially if they're doing it to themselves and they know that it's gonna cause issues because they just know like you're gonna do everything for them and they can just keep making the same mistakes and not have any consequences. But they need to learn from their actions, and you being there honestly can cause them to repeat the cycle because they know that they're going to have somebody else to help them and make their problems go away. Not go away, but sometimes it's just going to add more stress to your life, and it's going to keep allowing them and conditioning them to repeat the toxic negative cycle that they've been doing. So there comes a time where you need to put your foot down and say, you can do whatever you want, but don't expect me to be like running over and like throwing my arms up and like, accepting you with bare arms. You need to deal with that on your own. And you need to think about your actions. Literally be that kind of parent or that kind of friend or whatever. But you need to have your own boundaries, and you need to say, no more, girl. No, this is affecting me as well. And I ain't gonna let your bad actions affect me. And I already have so much things going on. I have my own life, I have my own problems, and you have yours. Okay? This is your hill to climb, and I'll just guide you through it, but I ain't gonna climb it for you. Okay? Okay. So, yeah, really just like having your own boundaries and really just cleaning up your own mess. That's all you can really do. And of course, be there for people. Of course, support them and give them advice and suggestions and care about them. But don't bite more than you can chew, no matter what your relationship is with that person. And it gets hard, especially if you're like really close with them. And as well, if that situation affects you, and this is like a fight that you guys need to like fight together, like a battle you guys need to fight together, then it's both of your problem. You're going to have to figure something out, figure out a solution together, agree on a solution. Or, this is how you want to do it. They can do it a different way. It works for both of us, kind of thing. Compromise and adapt. But if it's somebody else's problem and they're making it your problem, don't make it your problem, because you can say no, and you can walk away, and you can put a barrier. So yeah, I'm doing that subtly too. And if a friend calls you and they're going through something, they're going through some toxic relationship shit, and they keep going back to each other, and that they call and you see that phone call, you already know what it's going to be about. You don't answer it. You don't answer it. If you see the text messages coming up, you don't respond. You're busy, you're sleeping, you're studying, you're somewhere else. You don't have your phone. Okay? You don't have to answer it. You don't even have to put an excuse. Just don't. Leave it. Don't touch it. You get to it when you get to it. Once you settle your issues, you get to theirs. That's it. And that's what having boundaries is all about. And really just not being somebody's free therapist. Again, help them, because I will help my friends and my family and people who need it. But I am not going to take on your burdens when I'm already drowning, okay? So that's a no for me. But yeah, that's basically it. I am done my rant on that because it gets hard now, and people get harder to deal with, and they'll just kind of, you know, take what they can get. And if you give them more, they will take more. And that's also something that's hard to navigate. some reasons why I think I'm a people hater. But because sometimes it really just isn't your mental health and it really just isn't the problems you're going through. Sometimes it is the other people, and you have to be aware of that. And you have to really think, hmm, wow, I'm really stressed out because I'm struggling with work and because this friend keeps nagging me about a situation that she can fix herself or that he can fix herself, that they can fix themselves. So really think about that and lessen a lot of the burdens on your shoulders. The less you have to worry about, the better. Life is already hard enough, and you got to take the good moments when they come, okay? Like don't overestimate the good times because sometimes they're rare. Sometimes the good times, when they're good, let it be good and don't take on anything else. You need a vacation, and when it comes, cherish it, please. Cherish yourself, take care of yourself, and don't let other people get in the way of that. Because ultimately, you only have yourself in this world. You only have your own body, your own mind to take care of. And you don't want to sacrifice your health for other people or what they want because it's just really not worth it, honestly. Like, again, people will come and go. The important ones, care about them and hold on to them, but there comes a time where you need to set your own boundaries and you need to do what's best for you, even if it's as simple as hanging out with friends. But oh, I want a self-care day. You can hang out with them another time and plan something else. But sometimes you rarely get self-care days and you really just wanted to take a bath and like read a book or like watch a movie and just do something by yourself. And take that day because you never know when another one will come. But you can always schedule another hangout and you can always talk to your friends on the phone and hang out with them for a bit later on, especially if you have an event coming up or something like that, you know? So, yeah, balance. Balance is the key. But that is basically all I wanted to really talk about today. Lots of stuff going on in my head. And yeah, but right now, I'm really tired and I want to go sleep because it's 2 a.m. Not that I go to bed this early, anyways. Yes, it's early. Sometimes I be going to bed much later than that. But we're turning a new leaf, building good habits. So yeah, let's keep going with that, and let's not break them. Let's continue the good cycle. All right.